Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome to the 2024-2025 Concacaf Nations League Group Match, match number 71. The national teams of Dominica and Bermuda.
So here they are, Bermuda and Dominica taking to the pitch tonight in this League B Group D match, the second time that they've met in the last 3 days. Again, a 6-1 dominating win for Bermuda in that match on Saturday. The rematch just a few days later with Dominica looking to bounce back quickly, and Bermuda hoping to stay right on the heels of the Dominican Republic toward the top of Group D. They would be just 3 points behind the Dominican if they can win again here tonight. We'll pause for our national anthems and then come back with our starting 11s and kickoff. It is Bermuda and Dominica. It is next.
Ladies and gentlemen, please remain standing for the national anthem of Bermuda.
The national anthems of Bermuda and Dominica as we get set for more Concacaf Nations League action here this evening from the Bermuda National Sports Center. Let's see the starting 11s for this match here tonight in just a moment. The two sides shake hands or exchange fist bumps with our officials this evening. And so for Bermuda, who are the home side again today, Dale Eve, their captain, is in goal. Roger Lee, Najai Tucker, Reese Jones Jr., Blaze Hall, Zico Lewis, who plays in the United States in the United Soccer League, Dante Leverock, Harry Tweete, Luke Robinson, Cole Hall, and Kane Critchlow, with head coach Michael Findlay, who was once the interim head coach of the Canadian national men's side, and managed, or was an assistant coach at least, at various levels of their youth system. And in his second season as the head coach of this Bermuda side. Now you see our officials for this game, led by Josue Ugalde, who's the center referee. Juan Carlos Mora and Diego Salazar are his assistants. Stephen Madrigal, the fourth official. As you see, it is an all Costa Rican officiating quartet here today, as they are wearing those bright yellow tops and yellow socks today. Two goalkeepers are also the two captains, Glenson Prince and Dale Eve. Exchanging those fist bumps as we see the starters for Dominica, and the aforementioned Glenson Prince in goal. Eustace Marshall, Rufus and Pierre-Louis, Malachi Bonney, Troy Jules, Savio Ansel, Marcus Bredas, Giles Mitchell, Travis Joseph, Chad Bertrand, and Audel LaVille round out their starting 11. Travis Joseph scored their lone goal on Saturday in that 6-1 defeat. Ellington Sabin, in his third year as the head coach of Dominica, he also coaches a side in their domestic league. Bermuda in their pink kits again tonight. Dominica in the green, as you see their bench. So nearly 8 minutes in, 0-0 between Bermuda and Dominica. As Bermuda looking for that second win over Dominica in 4 days. Dominica, though, as they did early on in Saturday's match, holding their own. Created one little moment of half danger there from that attacking throw a few minutes ago. Bermuda, though, willing to be patient, as they were on Saturday. Able to win that ball back high up the pit. Cut back toward the top of the area. Cut out by Dominica. But this is what it's going to be like for much of the night. Dominica don't figure to have the majority of the ball, but they do have a free kick here as the foul whistled against Bermuda's Najai Tucker. Now, the foul has been given in Bermuda's favor, in fact. There was some confusion about that initially. Dominica a little bit surprised by the quick take, but off a couple ricochets, it's eventually deflected across the end line, and now it's a goal kick for Dominica. So we have issues with our audio over these first 10 minutes, but Bermuda and Dominica rematching, having just squared up on Saturday here in League B, Group D. If you were with us in our open, you saw the group table at the start of this night. Dominican Republic having already played earlier. As this ball served over the top, the flag is up for offside, and a good smother by Glenson Prince as well as he read that quickly off his line. But the Dominican Republic with 4 wins out of 4 in this group stage, so they top the group with 12 points. As we see the Dominica bench led by Ellington Sabin, who is in his 3rd year as the head coach of the Dominica national side. He also coaches a club side in their domestic league. But Bermuda needing another win tonight to keep pace with the Dominican Republic. That would put them on 9 points if they were to win again today. And they would be 3 points behind the Dominican. Dominica, though, looking for a free kick, and they'll have one. Clever work by Troy Jules. I think he wants more than just the free kick as he lobbies our center referee tonight, Josue Ugalde. Well, he felt he was tugged back there. The referee agreed, but didn't see grounds for any further action than just the free kick. So the first attacking set piece of the night for Dominica. It will be Giles Mitchell standing over this. Pinged it toward the penalty spot and headed clear partially by Bermuda. Now the clearance authoritatively finished. That leads to a tricky bouncing ball that Dominica have to deal with. Dominica, that is, excuse me. Now Bermuda trying to play a triangle there in the attacking third. It didn't quite work out from their standpoint. That ball did go out of play, and it is a throw for Dominica, who continue to hang in these early minutes. Now Dominica trying to thread their way through. Still loose on the top of the area. Bermuda not able to deal with it just yet. Pulled back to the top of the box. There might be an opportunity here on the edge of the 18. Back to goal currently, and that's a good ball out to the left. And Chad Bertrand jinking to his left foot, then squares it across, and it flashes wide to that far post. Good chance for Dominica, well-fashioned. And another early warning sign for Bermuda. That little switch to his left foot, so well done by Chad Bertrand. And then flashing it across the face, maybe just a bit too much pace on it. In the end for Travis Joseph, who again scored their goal in their 6-1 defeat on Saturday. Bermuda trying to hit back in the other direction, but Dominica handling those attacks very well in the opening minutes. You can see them growing in confidence as well as they look to get themselves forward, and there's plenty of space down this right side. This is 2-on-2 for Dominica, and they don't make the most of it. Bit of a panicked early take. Not sure if that was intended to be a cross or a shot. It'll go down as a shot. Very simple, though, for Dale Eve in goal for Bermuda. Eve had to make an early save in about the 3rd minute against Dominica on Saturday. Dominica, in their post-match interviews, really lamented that missed chance, as well as another one later in about the 10th minute. And they felt that if one of those early opportunities had gone in for them, the night could have gone very differently. So cliche in soccer about how you have to take your chances, but it's especially true at the international level. Bermuda now with a spell of possession as they try to reestablish some control in this match. That's a good ball. And now the layoff, just a bit behind its target, pulled back by Blaze Hall, and he can't connect with a teammate. Chance gone for now. Bit of a dangerous stab at that ball by Troy Jules. Had to get the ball once he lunged for it like that. Played nearly a quarter of an hour here at the Bermuda National Sports Center. Really fascinating first 15 minutes. Dominica playing well, showing confidence despite that 6-1 defeat against this same Bermuda side just 3 days ago. Kane Critchlow exchanging with Roger Lee. This is more what we expected from this game. Bermuda having the majority of the possession. Dominica sitting back mostly in a low block, daring Bermuda to break them down, trying to make it difficult, trying to hang around as long as possible. We've seen how Dominica can look dangerous on their counterattacks. Dominica had 2 players run into each other there as they tried to break out, but they maintained possession. That's a good calm turn by Travis Joseph. Crowded out in the center circle, and Bermuda win it back. They look to burst through the lines with Zico Lewis, and from distance it's beaten away by the goalkeeper, and on the second ball it's pounced on by Glenson Prince. Bermuda showing their willingness to shoot from anywhere. Now Dominica playing a little bit dangerously on the edge of their area, but they make it work. Trying to turn defense into attack. Hopeful ball toward the center backs that's easily cut out. This is just fine for Dominica, forcing Bermuda to have to defend a bit. Jefferson Pierre-Louis. And these are the kind of spells that Dominica will need tonight if they're to get a result here against Bermuda. Spells where they have some possession, are able to knock it around. Just have to defend frantically all night. Big shouts for handball. Referee ignores those. Trying to cut back to his left. There's Troy Jules, and was taken away, and Bermuda looking to break the other way. Good positioning by Giles Mitchell. You could hear the fans frustrated. They wanted Najai Tucker to keep carrying that ball forward, but Mitchell made sure that he couldn't, at least not at first. He forced Mitchell to check back a bit. Finley warned his side about complacency after that 6-1 win on Saturday. He said, we can't go into Tuesday thinking that's just going to happen again, because they're going to lick their wounds and come back very annoyed. This ball lofted over the top. Falls on the edge of the area. And a left-footed strike appeared to take a deflection, but referee points for a goal kick. Cole Hall with the strike. This was the opportunity a few minutes ago. Initial save from Glenson Prince. He couldn't control the rebound at first. Able to find that ball, and it spun kindly back toward him. He was able to fall on it before Zico Lewis could pounce. Kinds of space in the midfield here for Bermuda to work their way forward. Neat spin by Najai Tucker. Reese Jones Jr. Cole Hall using his size. Pulling it back for Kane Critchlow. Critchlow trying to work it onto his left foot. Never had space for a shot. Good defending on the edge of their area by Dominica to prevent that. And now they go racing the other direction. Just one forward at the moment. It's Troy Jules. All on his own, now has some support, pulls it back, and then struck from a long way out and blocked easily. Dominica, though, able to recycle. And another attempt from a long way out. Now shouts for a foul, and those are heeded by referee Josue Ugalde. Free kick for Bermuda in the center circle, as we're over 20 minutes gone here at the Bermuda National Sports Day in this League B Group D match. Again, a critical one for Bermuda. You play 6 group stage games in League B. The winner of each group gets promoted back to League A for next season in the Nations League and gains an automatic berth in next summer's Gold Cup. You can still qualify for the Gold Cup if you finish runner-up in your group in League B. At least it's possible, but it's much more difficult. You have to finish as one of the top 2 best second-place teams, which at the moment, going into this game tonight, Bermuda were one of those. That gets you to the Gold Cup prelims. It does not gain you a place directly in the Gold Cup. Certainly better than finishing 3rd, but Bermuda, of course, want to win this group and have a realistic chance still at doing that. They would need this win tonight to stay within 3 points of the Dominican Republic, who have swept the board so far. They've won all 4 games. But they'll meet up with Bermuda again before this group phase ends. So by staying within 3 points, Bermuda would keep themselves in with a chance at still topping this group. Handball that time is given. Free kick for Bermuda, which they take very quickly and short. They just want to keep this play moving as we approach the midway point of this opening half. And for Bermuda, not only do they desperately need to win tonight, but they could really stand to win by a few goals at least, because goal differential could be one of the deciding factors in this group. Amazing run here, and it's going to lead to a free kick and the first card of the night. Giles Mitchell goes into the book in the 23rd minute. What a good run this was from Harry Tuite. And the foul by Mitchell earns him the first caution of the evening. This will be the first attacking set piece of the night for Bermuda. We've not had a corner in the match yet. Bunsen Prince setting up his wall. And Bermuda have players who can strike a ball from a long way out. We've seen that already in this match. Free kick played to the top of the area and trying to first time it. Didn't quite come off, but it's gained back by Bermuda. Roger Lee. Out on this right flank to Reese Jones Jr. He cuts his way infield, tries to slice in across with the outside of his right foot. Bermuda have it again, but not for long. Dominica using that outlet up the pitch. It's going to be shielded out of play by Twitty. Bermuda throw in 24 minutes on the clock.
Ladies and gentlemen, actually, yellow card issued to player number 15, Giles Mitchell, in the 23rd minute.
So this is how this first half has proceeded so far. Bermuda with those bursts of attacking pressure. Dominica holding firm when they've needed to. That's a great sliding challenge, but it is out for the first corner of the evening. As Michael Findlay looks on, knows that his side could close back to within 3 points of the Dominican Republic. Goal differential not in their favor at all at the start of the night. Dominican Republic plus 13 with 4 games played in the group. Bermuda plus 5 with 3 games played. 20 minutes remaining in this first half. First corner of the night for Bermuda. Toward that back post. First header was down. Dominica winning the second ball. And now play is stopped. And the Dominica player down by the penalty spot. Let's see if we could see what might have happened. Oh, it was 2 players kicking into each other there for Dominica. It appeared to be Travis Joseph who went down. He and his teammate both attempting to clear the ball at once. Yeah, never fun when you kick your foot into somebody else's foot. Well, Ellington Sabin will be pretty pleased with how his side have hung in so far. It was not a good day at the office for them in that 6-1 defeat on Saturday. Sabin said after the game, despite the result, the guys gave a spirited effort. We did squander a few chances. We're disappointed, but we have to move on and not dwell on this. Glenson Prince, their captain and goalkeeper, also said that he knew the public back in Dominica would be disappointed in the result. And he said he understands that, and that they have every right to criticize us and ask for better. But he thanked them for their continued support. He said, we promise that come Tuesday we will be much better. And so far, it has been much better from Dominica. It's Bermuda still seeking that opener. Roger Lee. Play on, says the referee. Bermuda work it back toward the right. Reese Jones Jr. into the box. Those Dominica center backs doing enough. And then the long ball boomed forward. Twitty has to deal with this. Dominica able to gain it. It's good strength initially, looking for a free kick, and they're incensed that they don't get one. Big cheers from the Bermudan crowd here in Devonshire. Now a bursting run forward. Dominica sitting in that low block with their back line. They've been able to frustrate those attempted through balls. They can create some danger of their own again, as they've been able to do a couple times in this first half. Remember, I did mention it earlier, but I know we had some technical problems early in the show, so you may not have heard it. Bermuda playing without arguably their best player, their talisman. As Dominica on the attack here, edge of the box. Chopping challenge. They're able to gain it back for now. Lots of physical challenges flying in. Referee letting it all go. And thinking he would have a free kick there was Aldale Laville. He didn't, and Bermuda bursting the other direction into the box, tumbling over, and now a free kick is given. Right on the edge of the box. It will be just a free. It's not a penalty, but it is a yellow card. The second one of the night issued to Dominica. This one to Eustace Marshall, and they're still furious that they didn't have a free kick at the other end of the pitch. And Bermuda, I think, lobbying for the straight red card for a denial of an obvious goal-scoring opportunity. Let's see. And I think because the other defender was coming across the front of Cole Hall there as he was taken down by Eustace Marshall. That's why referee Josue Ugalde, and I'm sure with some input from his assistant referees, chose not to show the red and showed the yellow instead. From the one replay we saw, that appeared to be the correct decision. Now, again, Dominica would say, well, let's look at what should have been a foul at the other end of the pitch. At least that would be their perspective on it. But it is Bermuda with a free kick, as you can see, just about a yard or so outside that attacking 18. This is always a tricky spot for a free kick. So close to that penalty area. You'll hear players who have taken free kicks like this talk about how difficult it is to get a ball up and down in time, over that wall and then back down on frame again. From such a short way out. But if you can do it, of course, very difficult for the goalkeeper to react from this kind of range. You see 5 green shirts in the wall for Dominica. And there's Zico Lewis, one of the two around this, along with Najai Tucker. So Lewis or Tucker? It is Zico Lewis, and it's just over the bar. I think he thought he had that. You can see by his reaction. That was not far away at all.
Uses Marshall.
Well, he went around the main wall,
in the 29th minute,
aiming for that upper left corner. Technique was pretty good. Just missed that angle. Dominica now trying to thread one of these attacks through. That's a good defensive header away. Good work by Harry Twitty there, and he needed to be there. Dominica had that man crashing in at the back post. Lots of space now as this game's starting to open up. Becoming more stretched. This is Zico Lewis. His cross in. Hitting a defender in green. And now a great ball through and a big chance for Dominica, and it's off the side netting. Well, that's their second clear chance of this first half. They didn't take their chances early on Saturday, and they haven't taken them so far tonight either. Troy Jules put in beautifully. Tried to go short side against Dale Eve. And the chance gone for Dominica, and it remains at 0-0. But another sign of how dangerous they can be on the counter, even though Bermuda will have the majority of the possession, will probably have the majority of the chances in this game. Dominica very capable of making something happen. Those are the kinds of chances that you have to bury in a game like this. And they'll have to go back to the defense here as Bermuda work it forward. And again, they're able to crowd it out and win it back. And Bermuda always looking a little bit stretched, but that's more good work to step up and intercept that by Harry Twitty. See, every time, as the referee now blows for a free kick in Dominica's favor, every time Kane Critchlow gains the ball at the edge of that attacking third, he has at least 2 green shirts pasted either side of him. Getting late in this first half now as that free kick a little heavy and out for a goal kick for Bermuda. But Dominica, again, they'll be disappointed that they've missed a couple opportunities to take the lead against the run of play, but they'll be otherwise pretty happy with how they've defended against Bermuda in this first half so far. You can hear the home fans starting to express a little frustration. Dominica able to frustrate them to this point. They give it away there. You could see their bench react with frustration. But they're able to gain it back again. And they have a runner making that sprint down the left side, and they're able to find him as well. Tracking it down wide, this is Travis Joseph. There's a long pullback, and now LaVille almost got himself around the corner. Played the square ball instead, and then the touch ran away from Troy Jules. As the ball in toward his feet, not quite in line with where he wanted it. Continues to be a hugely intriguing first half, though. This ball running along that end line, or that touch line, I should say, kept in play before it reached the end line, but then the pullback to no one in particular, and Bermuda putting themselves in trouble again. This is 4-on-4 as Dominica break forward. They're not able to make use of that, and Bermuda breaking lines in the other direction. Now to the edge of the box, and a left-footed strike. What a save! Second ball still alive. Lewis squares, and it's an own goal. Bermuda strike first in the 37th minute. Troy Jules put it across the face, and it was accidentally touched in by someone in green. And Bermuda, after being frustrated for most of this first half, have them time. Well, let's see who the unfortunate Dominican player was. They couldn't clear it there when they had the opportunity. And then the square ball headed for that back post area. It was good work by Zico Lewis to win it. And then touched across, and you always feel for a player under those circumstances. You could see the player in the pink shirt headed toward that back stick. So as a defender, you feel obligated to go for that ball. If you just let it run through, of course. It looked terrible when that attacking player touches it in easily on the back post, and that's what you fear would happen if you don't extend for it, but did not work out for Dominica. And after a lot of good work by them in this first half, and some opportunities as well, as we see Cole Hall helped up after having to stay down for some treatment for quite a while. After quite a bit of good work by Dominica in this first half, missed a couple opportunities on the counter. The own goal is charged to Marcus Breedis. The referee has blown the whistle here. It is a free kick for Dominica. Now let's see how they respond now. You can see by the body language of their team how disappointed they were conceding that goal. I think especially in the manner in which they gave it up. Can they stabilize and keep themselves in this before halftime? Bermuda went into halftime 3 goals up on Saturday. This free kick floated in directly on goal, but an easy catch for Dale Eve. I don't think that was meant as a direct shot. Trying to hang it up for players breaking into the area, but turned into an easy one for Dale Eve as we approach the final 5 of this first half. And both these sides without key attackers in this game. Brielle Thomas, who is Dominica's captain, he picked up a red card, a second yellow, in the dying moments of that match on Saturday. So he was sent off, meaning he's suspended for this game. Dominica, this ball over the top, out of his area is Eve to very calmly sweep up. We already told you Bermuda missing Naki Wells, who scored that first half hat trick on Saturday. So both teams a little short, or at least shorter than they normally would be on firepower. Right now it's Bermuda in line for a critical 3 points as things stand. Thanks to that own goal a few minutes ago. And now they look for their second before halftime, but that's a crucial read and intercept by Giles Mitchell. It does have to concern Bermuda a bit how open they've looked every time Dominica win the ball back. And Bermuda's 2 center backs have had some vital interceptions in this first half. Otherwise, Dominica would have been in a few more times. They still might be in here on this left side, trying to wriggle to the end line, but up against 2 defenders. Troy Jules had it taken off his toes. Here's Cole Hall. Reese Jones Jr. as Bermuda settle into another one of these sequences of possession. And that's a great long switch down this left side. Gathering in the bouncing ball, Dante Leverock. Kane Critchlow. Brown wanting the man to shoot, but in the end, it's Glenson Prince able to gather with 3 minutes of the 45 remaining. Good touches from Travis Joseph protecting that ball for Dominica. That's good strength to bring that ball down. Opportunity might be on here for Dominica. Chopping it onto his right. Troy Jules blazed it over the bar. Well, they didn't have a lot forward there. Not many options for Dominica. Jules did well to make something happen out of nothing. Ellington Sabin looking on from the touchline. Bermuda combining on this left flank. Can they keep it in play? They do. Dominica able to clear for now. Again, Bermuda need a win tonight to keep pace at the top of this group. As this is a mazy run toward the edge of the box, then to the end line, and the cutback is stabbed out. It'll be a corner. Terrific burst out of the midfield to earn this set piece for Bermuda. This is Kane Critchlow weaving between green shirts and then able to get himself to that byline. You could see him trying to pull it back for Zico Lewis, who was in some space there above the 6-yard area. Key block, though, prevented that from reaching him. We enter the final minute of the 45. Outswinging corner. Falls on the edge of the box. It was really good work initially by Dante Leverock to win it back. Now lots of space on this left side. And squared across the face of goal. Did that cross the line? Now it did. It's 2-0 to Bermuda. But the flag is up. Offside, it will not count, or will it? Now the flag has gone back down. And it is a goal for Bermuda. And it is 2-0. Well, you could see the confused reaction from Cole Hall as he initially reacted with dismay seeing a flag up, and then apparently the goal was given. And right before halftime, Bermuda extend their advantage. It came from this sequence, an unfortunate bounce for Dominica trying to clear the ball, and it came off the back of a Bermudan player. It's a fantastic initial save by Glenson Prince. And right there, it just ricochets off the back of a player who was on the ground. Zico Lewis with the assist. It was a scuffed initial finish by Cole Hall, but made no mistake at the second attempt. It did appear that Glenson Prince kept that first ball out. A wonderful save, but nothing he could do about the rebound. There's no VAR in this game, so no chance of that being reviewed. And we're into one additional minute of time at the end of this first half. Maybe a chance for one more Bermudan attack. Advantage played here by the referee. Heavy shove there in the midfield.
2 minutes added time to the first half.
And now it appears there will be 2 additional minutes at the end of this first half after that goal was scored, and it will be a free kick for Bermuda right inside that touchline. So a gut punch ending to this first half for Dominica. Having hung with Bermuda so well for over 35 minutes, conceding the own goal and then conceding a second right before halftime. From a situation where they had a great chance to clear the ball. And it appears there will not be time for that free kick. The referee has blown for halftime. And so that is the opening 45 minutes here at the Bermuda National Sports Center. And again, you see the deflation on that Dominica bench and the frustration as well. They put a lot into that first half. They had some chances to take that lead. Just like Saturday, they could not do it, and Bermuda breaking through with 2 late goals in the 38th and the 45th. And so with 45 minutes gone and 45 to play in Bermuda tonight, it is Bermuda 2, Dominica 0. Back for the second half here at the Bermuda National Sports Center. 2-0 Bermuda with the advantage over Dominica. And they're going to make a couple changes here at the start of this second half. We see Reggie Lamb checking in, along with Onde Todd. And Ajay Tucker is the player that Todd has come in for. So Todd and Lamb on at the start of the second half for Bermuda, who are in the pink kits. Dominica in the green with the black shorts. And Dominica get things back underway for this second half as they'll attack from left to right here in this second frame. And we'll see if Dominica can recover from those two body blows that they absorbed in the 7 minutes before half. Having played so well and hung in so well for most of those first 45, conceding that own goal in the 38th minute and then giving up another just before halftime. And they're in danger of conceding right after the break as this ball takes a double deflection and then is slotted wide from another deflection. A goal-saving block, it appeared. A player still down for Dominica on the edge of the 6-yard box. It will be a corner for Bermuda. It was so nearly a third goal in this opening minute of the second half. You see confirmation of the changes for Bermuda, and those almost paid off immediately. Outswinging corner, taken toward the back post and volleyed toward goal. Dominica having trouble clearing their lines. And that haunted them on both of the goals that they conceded late in that first half. Bermuda starting the second half well on top. And again, scoring a bunch of goals here in the second 45 could really help them. More on that in a moment. This is good work from Luke Robinson. Now drags it back for one of those substitutes. Player goes down, shot comes through, and it's on target, but gobbled up by Glenson Prince. Well, Zico Lewis, who had a very good first half, his cutback, see, it takes a double deflection and then came off the foot of the post. Cole Hall almost had another. He was the one who scored in the 45th minute for Bermuda. And nearly had another one just a minute into the second half. So quite an eventful start to half number 2. And it was an entertaining first half as well. And Dominica had their chances to take a lead on a few different occasions in that first half before they conceded those 2 late goals. But again, the goal differential could be crucial in this Group D of League B. Bermuda, if they win this game, would be just 3 points behind the Dominican Republic. As this ball clipped a bit too heavily and out for a Dominica throw. The Dominican Republic, another resounding win earlier today, 5-0. And so that takes them to 4 wins out of 4, 12 points, and plus 13 in goal differential as we see Michael Findlay on the bench for Bermuda. So Bermuda starting the night on 6 points with 2 wins and a defeat, plus 5 in their goal differential. So currently they're plus 7. And they would be on 9 points if we looked at a live table right now. So 6 goals behind the Dominican Republic and 3 points behind if this current result were to hold as it is right now. And again, Bermuda will play the Dominican Republic in the final game of this group. This ball served in eventually toward the back post and cleared away. It will be a throw for Bermuda. So Bermuda want to go into that last game in the group against the Dominican Republic. At worst, only 3 points behind them, to where, of course, they could draw level with a win, and within striking distance in goal differential as well, so that they wouldn't be required to win by a massive cricket score in order to overtake them at the top of the group. Free kick here for Dominica, meanwhile. So that's where scoring some more goals in this second half could really help Bermuda in that quest to go into that last group game against the Dominican Republic in a position where if they were to win, they could win the group. Again, it is such an incentive to win your group in the Nations League versus finishing second. Get promotion to League A, qualification for the Gold Cup next summer. Could still qualify for the Gold Cup through the preliminary rounds, but not quite the same. And so that's why this second half could prove critical for Bermuda in that quest. It's Dominica on the attack right now. That's a nice ball across the back line, and it opens up for a right-footed effort, and it's going to squib across the line, and Dominica have a goal back 5 minutes into the second half. It came from nothing. Troy Jules, who missed those couple big opportunities in the first half, didn't miss that time, and it's 2-1. Well, all of a sudden, Dominica, that's a wonderful ball raked across the back line that reached Troy Jules, and his shot had just enough on it to beat Dale Eve.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Dominica, scored by number 10.
And it appeared to take a deflection off the defender as well. I think that's what wrong-footed Eve, and that was why he couldn't get a strong enough left hand to it to keep it out. Well, Bermuda had started the second half with so much pressure. Remember, they so nearly scored a third goal in the opening 60 seconds. They go right back to the attack here. Big collision in the area. Only a half-hearted appeal for a penalty. Nobody else in pink really doing so. And now a free kick for Bermuda. Or for Dominica, excuse me. So we talked about what an entertaining and fascinating at times first half it was. And you just wondered if Bermuda scoring those two late goals would take a lot of that suspense out of this game. Well, not so. Here, Dominica scoring early in the second half, and this game right back in the balance again. Robust challenge there, and it's another free kick for Dominica, and things really heating up here. Zico Lewis frustrated, and then you hear the crowd react, thinking that was a flop from Marcus Breedis. Let's see. This was the initial coming together. Lewis and Breedis. Lewis playing on. So after Dominica, I'm sure, were massively disappointed with how that first half ended. Bermuda will be disappointed with the start to this second half, after they perhaps should have taken a 3-0 lead right away. Flag is up here for a foul, and a free kick for Bermuda as Harry Twitty was tripped. Right before that goal, of course, we were talking about how Bermuda would be really eager to add to their 2-goal lead and continue to chip away at that goal differential advantage that the Dominican Republic currently enjoy at the top of this group. Well, not only have they not done that so far in the second half, but they've been pegged back. So right now their goal differential is just +6. 7 goals worse to that of the Dominican Republic. So the Dominican Republic continue to have a commanding advantage at the top of this group for now. Lewis attempting a cross, but it slices straight to Glenson Prince. But that goal for Dominica has upped the franticness of this game quite a bit. from a neutral standpoint, we don't mind. Dominica convinced they should have a free kick, and now they do. You can hear how much more animated and agitated at times this home crowd is becoming here in Bermuda as well. Dominica will have an attacking set piece, having already pulled one goal back early in this second half. Savio Anselm absorbing that contact and drawing that foul. Audel LaVille over the free kick. 10 minutes into this second half. Dale Eve positioning his men. What can LaVille produce from his service here? LaVille thumping it in. Took a couple deflections and finally cleared away. Ball disappeared into that maze of bodies. The Bermuda fans held their breath for a moment. Attacking throw for Dominica, able to win it with the back to goal. The first attempt at a cross was completely missed, and then Bermuda able to clear, but it is Dominica with the pressure at the moment. Referee Josue Ugalde has been content to let a lot of things go tonight and let play flow as much as possible. Marcus Breedis with an own goal in the 38th minute. Cole Hall with a goal in the 45th for Bermuda, who led by 2-0 at the break. Dominica pulling one back 5 minutes into the second half through Troy Jules. Here come Bermuda now. This spins to the top of the area and a sliced effort. Slices well wide in the end. Well, it fell to Reggie Lamb. Not able to find that back post. Ball handcuffed him. You could tell it was too close to his body. Not able to get it out of his feet. Breedis now trying to bend this around the back line, and player goes tumbling down. It's a penalty for Dominica. Wow! Dale Eve came off his line, didn't quite get there, and took the man out, and Dominica stunningly will have a spot kick and an opportunity to level this match. Audel LaVille immediately has picked up the ball and placed it on the penalty spot himself. You see the Dominica players looking to their bench, asking if somebody else should take this. Let's see the incident again. It's a pretty clear penalty. You can see nobody in pink argued. Well, Dale Eve thought he could get to that, and initially it looked like he would. But not the case. And now then, Audel LaVille from 12 yards out to try to even this match for Dominica. Huge moment. LaVille scores into the top corner. What a comeback in this second half so far from Dominica. 2 goals down at the break. Gut punched twice before the break. Looked dead and buried. And now they're right back level. It's 2-2 in Bermuda. Here is the penalty again. It was another great ball across the back line. They can't have any complaints, Bermuda, about the call. And Dominica can't have any complaints about this finish from Audel Laville. Watch how perfectly he places this penalty. That is unsavable. Even though Dale Eve went the right way. He's just not getting to that. Outstanding penalty. Outstanding first 14 minutes of the second half from Dominica. Now a free kick for Bermuda from the restart and a yellow card shown to Malachi Bonney. Third yellow shown to a player in green tonight. They don't care at the moment. An hour gone, 30 minutes to play. 2 goals each at the Bermuda National Sports Center. This was the yellow card. Oof, that is not a good challenge at all by Malachi Bonney, and he's fortunate, I think, that he didn't get more of Cole Hall. He got plenty of him as it was.
Ladies and gentlemen, yellow card issued to player number 8, Dominica, Malachi Bonney, coming in the 60th minute.
Looks like Bermuda are going to have to make a change as a result of that challenge. It's the kind of challenge that if the contact is heavy enough, could result in more than a yellow card. Well, frustrating first 15 of this second half for Michael Findlay and his side. And coming out of halftime, many people were just wondering how many goals Bermuda would win this by and how much would they chip away at the Dominican Republic's goal differential advantage by the end of tonight. Well, forget that for now. Now it's about, can Dominica get a result here? Appears to be Cole Hall, who is going to have to leave this match after that challenge. And Jai Bean is about to check in his place. So there's confirmation of the change. And it's Cole Hall having to be stretchered off. You see an air cast has been placed on his right leg as well. That is so disappointing to see.
Your attention, please, ladies and gentlemen. Substitution for Bermuda. In the 62nd minute.
Well, a huge test of character now for Bermuda. It has been a desperately disappointing first 18 minutes of the second half from their standpoint. They float in this free kick. Comes to the back post, the flag has gone up. It's spun across the end line. Would have been a corner, but offside is the decision. And a free kick for Dominica, who trailed 2-0 at halftime, but have stunningly struck back in this second half through Troy Jules in the 50th minute and then Audel Laville from the penalty spot in the 59th. After the own goal in the 37th and the Cole Hall goal in the 45th had given Bermuda a seemingly commanding position at halftime. But it was notable for long stretches of the first half just how vulnerable Bermuda looked in those instances when Dominica did manage to break forward on the counterattack. Dominica weren't able to punish them a few times in that first half, and so many times, especially in international soccer, especially for a side playing away from home. When you don't take those chances when it's 0-0, you don't get many more when you give up a goal or two. That has not proven to be the case tonight. That's a bad foul. Free kick for Dominica. on this night, Dominica have continued to create chances in the second half, and they've taken a couple of them. They take this free kick long, rather speculatively, and then another heavy collision. The challenge is getting more and more physical as this game goes on. There's lots of other Nations League action getting underway at the top of the hour. In about 10 minutes from now, Barbados and the Bahamas, Costa Rica and Guatemala, Martinique and Guadeloupe, Suriname and Guyana. Bermuda trying to reassert themselves. This pullback reaches its target. Pulled back further for a right-footed effort that's deflected down. The sting taken out of it, and an easy take in the end for Glenson Prince. Dominica not defending that all that well initially. They get away with it. This is a Bermuda throw as they try to tilt that momentum back in their favor in front of a stunned crowd here at the Bermuda National Sports Center. And this through ball is excellent. To the end line. Then the cutback. Swung on and missed by a defender. Fortunately for Dominica, Bermuda didn't have anybody crashing that back stick. Bermuda starting to dominate territorially again, but Dominica still looking dangerous every time they do gain the ball. And there was Dale Eve having to come way off his line to sweep up. What a game this has turned out to be. And this coming just 3 days after Bermuda dominated Dominica 6-1 at this same venue on Saturday. Shouts for a free kick on the edge of the box. They won't get one. On we go. Michael Findlay mystified again. Everyone wearing a Bermuda kit or Bermuda colors will be mystified at how this second half has unfolded so far. Coming out of halftime, they'd outscored Dominica 8-1 over a game and a half inside of a week. Very few would have seen this coming. Bermuda still have every chance of winning this game, of course, and here goes Twitty, weaving his way through. Twitty still. And then the slotted ball is in. What a goal. Bermuda back on top out of nowhere. Finished by Jai Bean. Created by Harry Twitty. Bermuda 3, Dominica 2. And that fan's reaction sums up the moment for Bermuda. It had been such a disappointing second half for them so far. They needed somebody to re-seize this game by the scruff of its neck. And that's exactly what they got. Watch Harry Twitty. On he goes. On he goes. And then eventually leaving it for Jai Bean to finish between the feet of Glenson Prince. First time finish. Prince not able to get down in time as he slid. And Bermuda in the lead once again. Now Dominica making their first changes of the night. They send on Keon Thomas as well as Javid George.
Ladies and gentlemen, goal for Bermuda, scored by number 9, Jai Bean.
Malachi Bonet, one of those who leaves the match for Dominica, along with Savio Anselm.
So 67 minute. Also double substitution.
So what swings of momentum and emotion we've seen in this match so far, and still over 20 minutes to play.
Malachi Bonet, coming in number 17, Keon Thomas. Out, number 11, Sevi Aslam.
Bermuda back on top.
Javid George.
terms of scoreline and morale for the moment. Roger Lee recycling it for Luke Robinson. Robinson going one-on-one, now one-on-two. Toward that near post area, kept in play. And this will be a throw for Dominica. Trying to carom it off a defender for a free kick, but that did not happen as we approach the final 20 minutes. Zico Lewis coming out for Bermuda. Fine performance by him. You can hear the applause from the home fans. Kenori Scott has come on. Dominica, that's a great flicked header, and that sets them away down this right side. It's LaVille. Not many to aim for in the box. Tries to pick somebody out and nearly did. Another wonderful ball in from Adel LaVille. Scored their second goal from the penalty spot. He's had a couple other of those raking, bending balls across the back line. Dominica trying to punch back again. Now they're stretched at the back, just two back at the moment, although others joining in the defense, and they were able to halt play for a bit, and now they have a free kick. Again, 4 other games in the Concacaf Nations League about to kick off at the top of the hour. Then at 10 o'clock U.S. Eastern Time, Belize and Turks and Caicos will be the final match of the night. Earlier tonight, the Dominican Republic, as mentioned, another commanding victory for them, 5-0 over Antigua and Barbuda. Bermuda, meanwhile, back into the penalty area. Right-footed strike and a flying save. Glenson Prince beating it away. It results in a corner for Bermuda. They've seen quite a game so far. These fans here in Bermuda, many of them wearing pink. You saw one wearing the Inter Miami kit, which is thematically appropriate at least. Another look at that strike and that flying save from Glenson Prince. Bermuda looking to reestablish a multi-goal advantage as they float this corner in. Who did that come off last? Both sides claiming it. It will be a goal kick. Well, as things stand, Bermuda still in position to remain 3 points behind the Dominican Republic. In Group D, they would remain in second place. But Bermuda, if they were to win this game by this same scoreline, they would still be a bit disappointed, I think. We talked about that goal differential. It's not been the second half performance that they were hoping for, especially having gotten themselves ahead right before the break. They still have time to score more, but this one hangs up and can be taken by Prince. At the moment, it does not appear that that big crooked number win that they were hoping for at the start of the night is going to materialize, and big credit to Dominica for that. After being humbled in that 6-1 defeat on Saturday against this same side, you could tell they were determined to make a better showing tonight, and they certainly have. And they're only down by a goal as we head toward the final quarter of an hour. And Twitty had to get that right, and he did, with smoothness and class as he has for most of the night. Luke Robinson. Bermuda again controlling possession, as they did for most of the first half. Those first 15 minutes after the break were totally frantic, and Dominica had a lot of the ball, much more than the 32% they had enjoyed in the first 45. Bermuda, after that goal, have gotten themselves back on top, and they want more. Luke Robinson, and the throw goes Dominica's way. 15 minutes of the 90 remaining. Dominica taking that long, quick throw. Twitty couldn't chop it away. And then Twitty recovers and tackles it out. You can hear how popular he is with the home fans here in Bermuda. Michael Findlay, very frustrated on the touchline. Fourth official, Stephen Madrigal, trying to diffuse the situation, but I think Bermuda felt they should have had a number of free kicks tonight that they haven't gotten. That's their perspective anyway. Luke Robinson, and now Chad Bertrand with the throw for Dominica. And it's flicked toward that near post dangerously. Out came Dale Eve to gather it up. Now that long ball, for a moment, looked like it had undone Dominica's back line, but offside, the flag is raised. You can't take anything for granted on a night like this. Every hopeful punt forward seems to develop into something dangerous. This is why we love this sport. This is why we love Concacaf. And this is the beauty of this tournament. Since it started just a few short years ago, adding nights of drama like this that simply didn't used to exist. Especially for many of these island nations, not having the opportunity to compete very often before the advent of this Nations League. Maybe play a couple World Cup qualifiers every 4 years, and for many of them, that was about it. It's so difficult to develop a national program when you're only playing a couple games every 4 years. Now you have meaningful matches every year, and this one sure feels meaningful tonight, as this is put out of play for a Bermuda throw. More robust play in the middle of the park. Dominica still very much in this game. Trailed 2-0 at halftime, leveled it at 2 by the 59th minute. Pegged back again in the 67th. But they have not folded. And they have a throw in here in the attacking third. You can hear the agitation and the anxiety starting to rise from the home crowd again. Chad Bertrand to take this throw. Looks like he's winding up for a long one into the penalty area. You can see him motioning for more of his teammates to get involved. Bertrand with the run-up and the launch. The flick on one, the second ball, big save! Dale Eve able to stretch out and reel it in. Hands on heads for Dominica. Will they get a better chance to equalize tonight? Perfectly executed long throw. They win the initial flick, the second ball as well. But they couldn't beat Dale Eve.
2024-25 Concacaf Nations League.
Another hopeful ball over the top. Out comes Eve. He lets it run into the penalty area, where he then could handle it. Another dangerous moment for Bermuda, though. Both these teams living right on the edge tonight, which again makes it absolutely fantastic for us neutrals. Heading toward the final 10 minutes. Who knows where this game's going to end up? Free kick for Bermuda as we tick past 80 minutes. Bermuda looking for that fourth goal to try to make the 3 points secure again. They'll have another free kick. It's another risky challenge, this one by Rufison Pierre-Louis. Another one where he's fortunate that he didn't get more of the man, because he certainly got nothing of the ball. Now the center referee, Josue Ugalde, jogging all the way over. Is he going to speak to the fourth official? That's usually the case in a case like this, and that is indeed what's happening. Is this over something that's been said by one of the coaches or somebody from one of the benches? That's, again, often what the case is, and it is a yellow card shown to Michael Findlay, the Bermuda head coach. Not too surprising, given what we saw on the touchline a few minutes ago when Findlay was visibly irate. And I think he was upset about that last challenge as well, feeling that more action should have been taken. Free kick, outswung to the top of the 6 and headed away. Again, coming into this second half, Bermuda were eyeing a big scoreline, a big bulge in their goal differential. Now they're just desperate to make sure they do in fact win this game and take all 3 points to at least keep them somewhat in contention in this group. They'll have yet another free kick, this one in the center circle. About 7.5 minutes of the 90 to go. Reggie Lamb runs into the back of a defender. More crazy challenges and bodies flying around, and Dominica struggling to get out of their defensive third at the moment. Bermuda still have to be careful, though, when they lose the ball, they don't get hit on the counter again. Something that I'm sure they'll feel has happened way too many times tonight. For as much control as they've had over such long stretches of this game, they have always looked susceptible anytime they've lost the ball. And with still just a 1-goal lead in these final minutes, that kind of thing looms large. This one deflects and can be taken by the goalkeeper, Glenson Prince. Immediately punts one down the pitch. There's Twitty again. He's been the rock for Bermuda tonight, and he set up their go-ahead goal that has them in front as they look for that fourth now. Curled toward this backside. Good header away. Another one of these occasions where Bermuda are so open in the middle of the park. Look at all this space Dominica have to work their way forward, and then cutting onto his right, the flag is up. The ball in the back of the net, but it won't count. But yet again, Bermuda looking so exposed when they lose the ball. Let's see. That is tight. again, impossible to tell. Did appear he was probably just a shade behind the last defender when that ball was released, but very close. Late change now for Dominica. They'd only made a couple tonight. That they will send Dante Warrington into this game for the final minutes in place of Travis Joseph. Travis Joseph, again, scored their goal on Saturday.
Substitution for Dominica.
Another good effort for him tonight. Another Bermuda free kick, however, as Dominica are starting to run short on time.
Dante Warrington.
Dominica came into this game, again, with 1 win and 2 defeats in group play. Their win was against Antigua and Barbuda, who have lost all 4 games here in Group D. With Dominica, -6 in goal differential. They were -8 by halftime. They have given a huge fight in this second half. And they have a free kick with 4 minutes to go. Well, this ball missed by Bermuda. They keep it in play. On the verge of losing it. Dominica get it back on the halfway line. Whose ball is this? And it is Dominica's ball, and you can see in the foreground the Bermudan bench reacting with absolute fury. It has been an emotional night, and it is far from over. Dominica on the edge of the box and attempted a shot that was charged down, but the second ball comes, and it's struck from distance, and it wasn't too far over. Hit really well, but rising a bit too much. Can't fault the effort from Keon Thomas. Really able to step into this one. Caught it sweetly, but not able to keep it down enough. Bermuda inching toward the finish line. Dominica, whether they're able to pull out a late result here or not, they'll take a lot of encouragement from this effort, I'm sure. But they'll be disappointed if they don't at least earn a point here. That's a neat little fleck, and they're away down this right side. The pullback toward the middle. And it eventually fizzes out for Dominica, and then they're called for the foul. Free kick for Bermuda. Well, they'd released Audel Laville down that right side, and you expected he would continue on for a bit. He chose to cut it inside a bit early. And then this foul committed at the end by Javid George. Another one of those instances, though, where Bermuda midfield was completely absent all of a sudden. Dale Eve and his side. 50 seconds plus stoppage time away from gutting one out. We'll see just how much stoppage time there will be momentarily. What a clearance that was. Straight to a teammate for Dominica, and here they come again. Bermuda able to thwart that attack. Those challenges continue to fly in. And this is a Dominica free kick.
Ladies and gentlemen, the fourth official on the sideline has indicated there will be a minimum of 5 minutes of added time.
5 minutes of stoppage time still to be played as we enter those 5 minutes now. Still time for Dominica to pull out what would be a sensational result if they could grab an equalizer here. In comes the free kick, but it eludes its intended target, Audel Laville, and it's a goal kick. Long goal kick from Dale Eve. Game has not had a ton of structure to it, but it sure has been a ton of fun. And Dale Eve has gone down in his penalty area. The Dominica players were very frustrated by that. I think these officials are going to have their hands full after the full-time whistle. There is a high danger, I think, if there being some flashpoints between players on these two sides after the game finishes. I'm sure these officials are in each other's ear about that. There's been so much emotion on that pitch and on these benches tonight. Players always hyper-competitive at this level, of course, but when you put on the shirt of your national side, all of that emotion just becomes even more heightened. And we have seen that on full display tonight. So Dale Eve back up. He was down for over a minute. We'll see if that gets added on at the end of these 5. Again, the 5 minutes a minimum. Not necessarily the totality. Bermuda fans trying to urge their side across the finish line tonight. The Bermudan bench insisting that Dominica were stealing a bunch of yards, and the referee, the fourth official in this case, agreeing with them. We're able to win that second ball. Then to the top of the box where it was flicked on by Troy Jules, who scored their first goal back in the 50th minute that got them back in this game and changed the whole feel of the night. They lose it. Now Bermuda trying to streak away on the counter. A lot of green shirts are back. And there's a free kick for Bermuda as time continues to melt away. Free kick angled toward this near side. That's a wonderful first touch. And then toward the end line, shielding the ball. Jai Bean then takes it to the corner. Trying to play it out for a corner. Didn't work. It'll be a Dominica throw as we enter the final minute of these 5. Feel the emotion. You can feel the tension. This is a free kick for Bermuda. Dominica losing it sloppily and giving away another set piece, which will kill more time off this clock. will this be the final action of the game, or will the referee add on more time for that injury to the Bermuda goalkeeper a few minutes ago? Free kick, not surprisingly, taken short, and Jai Bean will look to take it to the corner again. That is not the full-time whistle. You can see Josue Ugalde checking his watch, but on we go for now. Can Dominica create one more chance? Not like that. And Josue Ugalde put his whistle to his lips. Well, he sure gave the body language of a referee who was about to blow for full time, but he's not doing so yet. Bermuda winning a series of throws. And they are just about over the line. Toward the corner once more. And there is the full-time whistle. And it is over in Bermuda. An almighty fight here in the Nations League tonight. A terrific effort from Dominica. But it is Bermuda who outlast them in a classic. It ends tonight in Bermuda. Bermuda 3, Dominica 2. Well, Bermuda, who started the second half looking for a huge scoreline and a goal differential booster when they led by 2-0 following goals in the 38th and 45th minutes, right before halftime. Instead, Dominica scored twice in the 50th and 59th through Troy Jules and Adel Laville. But Bermuda finding the winner in the 67th through Jai Bean, who finished following a terrific mazy run by Harry Twitty. And Bermuda, although they might not be totally happy with aspects of their performance tonight, they do enough for the 3 points. They remain in second in the group, 3 points behind the Dominican Republic, and 7 goals behind them in goal differential, but they do solidify their place in that ranking of second-place teams for now. They go to the top of that best second-place teams table ahead of Curaçao, and right now in pole position to gain one of those spots in the Gold Cup preliminary qualifiers if they can overtake the Dominican Republic in their final 2 group stage games. But tonight was quite a fight, and big credit goes to Dominica for that. Many teams would have folded with the way they gave up those 2 goals right before halftime. But that is the opposite of what Dominica did tonight. They fought back, and they fought right to the end. They had some chances as well to make it 3-3. Didn't quite happen, but quite an effort nonetheless by both these sides, and a good crowd on hand to witness it here tonight. We'll bring you full-time highlights and stats in a moment. So these two sides took to the pitch, and we had no idea what a night of drama we were in for. Again, with Bermuda having pasted Dominica 6-1 just a few days prior. After the two sides listened to their respective national anthems. You could say there was some foreshadowing from Bermuda head coach Michael Finley when he said after that first game on Saturday that they couldn't expect it to be this easy again, as Dominica would lick their wounds and come back angry. That's exactly what happened, despite the fact that Bermuda had an early chance tonight to take the lead that drew a good save out of Glenson Prince. Then Dominica had a great chance, as this little cut toward the end line from Chad Bertrand, he flashed it across, and it just skimmed wide on the opportunity for Travis Joseph. This strike from distance forced an awkward save from Glenson Price, and he was able to gobble up the rebound. The initial hit from Cole Hall, who would be on the score sheet later on. The follow-up from Zico Lewis as he couldn't quite reach it in time. Then Cole Hall brought down on the edge of the penalty area. It resulted in a yellow card and a free kick. But Dominica continued to look dangerous on the break. This was the most dangerous they looked in the first half. Troy Jules put it into the side netting from a pretty good position. In the 38th minute, It would be the opening goal, though, for Bermuda. An opportunity to clear there. Zico Lewis won it back, and his drag back was turned in, unfortunately for Dominica, by Marcus Breedis, trying to slide and prevent the tap-in at the back post, but put it into his own net instead. And in the 45th minute, it was an unfortunate clearance attempt that ricocheted off a body and came to Lewis, who pulled it across the face of goal. And at the second attempt, Cole Hall was able to bundle it home despite a great initial save from Glenson Prince. Look at this initial stop, but nothing he could do about the follow-up. And so it was 2-0 Bermuda at the half. And again, the main question most neutrals had was, well, how many goals are Bermuda going to score tonight? How many will they win by? How much can they impact that goal differential? Well, instead, it was Dominica who came out in the second half after nearly conceding in the opening minute. This wonderful bent ball around the back line set up Troy Jules for this strike that took a deflection and beat Dale Eve and snuck into the corner. And suddenly Dominica had life, and that just changed the entire atmosphere around this match in this stadium, made it 2-1, and then 9 minutes later, out came the goalkeeper, Dale Eve, and he did not get there, and he gave away the penalty, which was finished terrifically by Audel Laville. Can't take them much better than this, arrowing it into that top right roof of the net. Unsavable. Not even Thibaut Courtois and those of his like would get near that. And so it was 2-2, but then this run from Harry Twitty all the way through and then laying it off for the finish from Jai Bean. Watch Twitty again, weaving through green shirts, and then Bean flashing it between the goalkeeper's feet. The crowd erupted, and Bermuda were back in front 3-2 in the 67th minute. That would prove to be the winning tally. This was the best chance Dominica had to level it. Within the last 10 minutes, they executed the long throw routine so well, the finish wasn't quite there, and it was a good save from Dale Eve. And then late on, this opportunity was in the back of the net, but the offside flag was up. It was tight on the replay. It did appear that the assistant referee got it right. That would be all, as Bermuda did enough to see it out and take all 3 points here tonight. 3-2, the final score. So quite a game, and we'll see how the final numbers lined up outside of the score line, which we of course know. But Bermuda, again, finding the goal in the 67th minute and able to hang on down the stretch and go to 9 points on the group table. 3 points still behind the Dominican Republic, who had that commanding 5-0 victory earlier tonight. So Bermuda keep themselves in the hunt